Imagine living with someone you thought was your friend, only to watch them spiral into addiction, stop paying rent, wave around a gun in your living room, and then smugly declare that you were stuck covering his debts. Well, my roommate thought he had me cornered. What he didn't realize is that I had the perfect escape plan. And when I pulled it off, he lost everything. If you ever dreamed of giving karma a little push in the right direction, hit that like button and subscribe, because this story is about betrayal, fear, and one of the sweetest revenge moves I've ever pulled. For 4 years, I thought I had the perfect living situation. 3 guys, 1 house. We weren't best friends, but we were comfortable. We split the bills down the middle. We respected each other's space, and there was never any drama. That stability, it felt safe. It felt like home. But looking back now, I realize how quickly safe can turn into dangerous. It started small. Our roommate, let's call him Jake, stopped paying his share of the rent. At first, we thought maybe he'd hit a rough patch. Jobs can be unstable. Emergencies happen. But weeks turned into months, and suddenly we would cover his portion just to keep the lights on. When we finally pressed him about it, he smirked. That smug, lazy grin that made my blood boil. "Relax," he said. "You can't actually kick me out. Legally, I'm on the lease. If I don't pay, the landlord evicts all of us. So, looks like you're stuck." That was the moment the betrayal set in. He wasn't struggling. He was exploiting us. But then the truth came out. Jake wasn't broke from bad luck. He was blowing every dollar he had on meth. That's when things got terrifying. He'd stay awake for days at a time, jittering and pacing through the house. He'd bring strangers over at 3 a.m, sketchy, twitchy people who made me sleep with one eye open. And then came the night I'll never forget. I walked into the living room, and there he was, eyes wide, sweat dripping down his face, a gun in his hand. He wasn't pointing it at me, but he waved it around like it was a toy. My stomach dropped. My hand shook. And for the first time, I thought I might not make it out of this house alive. That was the breaking point. It wasn't just about rent anymore. It was about survival. My other roommate, let's call him Mark, and I started researching. And that's when we discovered a hidden lifeline, the address confidentiality program. Basically, if you're in an unsafe living situation and a caseworker verifies it, your landlord has to release you from your lease without penalty. It felt almost too good to be true, like a secret escape, hatch we weren't supposed to know about. We set up appointments, laid out every terrifying detail, the meth binges, the strangers, the gun. And when the caseworker signed off, I felt something I hadn't felt in months, relief. There was one catch. Once you give notice, you have to wait 30 days before you're officially free. 30 days. Living under the same roof with a volatile addict who had no idea we were plotting our exit. Those weeks felt endless. Every slammed door, every stranger in the kitchen at 2 a.m., every paranoid glance over my shoulder, it all added fuel to the fire of my resolve. And the best part? Jake thought he was untouchable. He strutted around the house, bragging about how clever he was, how we were stuck with him. But while he gloated, we planned. We picked a holiday weekend. Extra time off work meant we could move fast. By some miracle, or maybe just karma, Jake went out of town for the long weekend. Mark and I looked at each other, and without a word, we knew this was our chance. We moved like thieves in the night, box after box, bag after bag, loading everything into cars. Hours of frantic hauling until the house was stripped of anything that belonged to us. By the time we shut the door behind us, the place was a hollow shell. And Jake? He had no idea. The moment he came back, my phone lit up like a Christmas tree. Missed calls, voicemails, texts filled with rage. "You ditched me. This is underhanded. You can't just leave me with the lease." I stared at the messages and felt nothing but satisfaction. For months, he had held us hostage with threats of eviction. And now, he was the one abandoned, facing the exact consequences he thought he'd trapped us with. And the cherry on top? A few weeks later, I checked the court database. Sure enough, Jake was formally evicted. No more smug grins. No more power plays. The guy who thought he had me cornered ended up homeless, sleeping on his mom's couch. That was my Uno reverse card. Looking back, I realized two things. One, don't ever underestimate how dangerous a toxic roommate can become. And two, sometimes justice doesn't need a punch or a fight. Sometimes, the sweetest revenge is just letting someone destroy themselves while you quietly walk away. If the story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell me in the comments, what's the worst roommate experience you've ever had? And don't forget to subscribe for more true stories of justice, revenge, and karma served ice cold.